Alright, so I got that 2x4 tube tacked in there. Just have it tacked in there at the top. I did some fitting already before I started recording, but I need to drop this all the way to the bottom of the chassis instead of having it at the top. I'm pretty sure I said that, but I still put it at the top anyways. So whatever. But yeah, I didn't have to trim those brackets at all, which ended up being fantastic. I don't know if you can see those. Yeah, didn't have to trim those brackets at all. That's a win. Yeah. So that's nice. Don't have to sit there and screw around with that. But the whole reason why I need to lower the bracket is, yeah. So that's where I was planning on having to cut the trailer hitch into the 2x4, but it looks like everything is going to work out just fine to where I don't need to. But the bracket or the 2x4 all the way up to the top of the chassis, I need to, it doesn't line up like at all. So I need to drop it, I think I measured it's like 1.5 inches to where it'll be at the top. Like it'll be not right at the top, but it'll be just underneath. I think it has like a 1/8 inch of room or something there. But yeah, I'll have to drop it down, this 2x4 down 1.5 inches. Basically, it's going to be to the bottom of the chassis, hopefully. I'll have to do some more measuring when I get the bed off, because now I have all my final measurements of where it needs to be. So everything's pretty good. But yeah, drop this down 1.5 inches if I can, and then that should line up in this little square towards the top of it, which is what I wanted anyways. I didn't want it centered in here. I wanted it higher up, just for when the plate goes down. You know, the plate's not all the way down like this. It'll just be resting on the trailer hitch, or I might make some sort of stop in there for when I have the trailer hitch. I don't know. I've never had a hide hitch, so we'll have to see, because I don't know if that's going to be good with the plate rubbing against the hitch. But we'll see. Time will tell. That's where I'm at right now. So I'll pop this bed back off and drop the bracket, or drop the 2x4 down all the way to the bottom of the chassis and tack everything up this time, and then throw the bed back on and go from there. Yeah, let's do it. Alright, so this is the final product. Everything's tacked in solid and ready to go. I did end up dropping the hitch down further, like I said I wasn't going to do. I needed to drop it down an extra 1/2 inch from the bottom of that. So I just put a little 1/2 inch block in there and dropped it down. And then throw a nice little gusset on there. I mean, I was going to gusset it anyways, just because this was sticking out way far with nothing there. And, you know, there'd be a bunch of leverage on there, whether I have the whole thing welded up or not. I just didn't want it just, you know, sticking way out there with nothing, you know, holding it. So I was going to put a bracket there anyways, so I ended up with just a bigger bracket, or gusset I should say. And yeah, I had the bed off probably another 2 times, I would say, just to get this all figured out. But yeah, when I finish welding it, I'm going to weld all the way around there. And I filed in those old bolt holes, so I'm going to weld inside of those too. And I'll end up welding up under there too. So this whole bracket will be welded really solid to this 2x4. And then after I do all that, which I'm going to wait to finish welding that in until like later, whenever I feel like doing it. But I'm going to for sure weld the 2x4 in, so then I can start cutting this out. Because I'm going to cut it out up to right there, where the, cut it out to up there. And then leave this section until I do the shock tube. So I can cut this out and then finish cleaning the rest of this back part here up to there. And then I should be almost ready to throw the rear end back in, because then I can set up for my shocks. Then after I set up for my shocks, do the C-notch, and I should be ready to go. So we'll see what I can get all knocked out tomorrow. Hopefully I can get all that knocked out tomorrow, which will be in the same video that I'm recording right now. So, but I'm gonna go home and go to bed, and then we'll continue with this video tomorrow, which will be in 2 seconds from now. So here's what I got today. Same video, but I got it welded in there and I got that cut out. But I didn't get too much further on it because I had to do a bunch. Actually, I didn't have to do it. My dad and I did it. We had a 100-foot extension cord to convert the 211 to 220, but the ends were incorrect. So my dad made a new cord. He just cut 25-foot section off of there. And then we went to Home Depot and got 2 new ends. He did all that. And then, so then that way we can use the 220 for the 211 welder. And then he also reran all the wires over here by the compressor. So he redid all this. Because this one's for the compressor, and I was just going to use that one for the 211. But yeah, it was all like not falling apart or anything like that, but it was just the wrong outlets for on the plug. So we had to go to Home Depot and get one of these jobbers. So then we just made a whole new extension cord just for that welder and a wall mount for that welder. So these are all 230. So my dad did all that. And while my dad was doing that, I was helping him because I don't know too much about running like electrical stuff. So he was teaching me some of that stuff as well. So that took most of the night, and I don't want to be out here too long because this is my last day off for about 7 days. So I won't be able to work on this thing for a little while. So this is just how it's going to have to stay for a little bit. I'll throw the bed back on, and then I'll show you guys what that looks like with the bed on. But keep in mind, I'm no MIG welder. Definitely no MIG welder. I mean, that's probably one of my better ones, but I mean, it's MIG welding. I don't really pride myself on being like a rock star MIG welder because I don't really care to be. As long as I can weld a decent thing that doesn't look like bird poopy, I'm good to go. But yeah, that's pretty much how she's going to go in there. I really can't wait to get rid of that now. You know, this looks so good in the back, and then go up there and look at that stupid stamped steel crap. So once I get that bar in there, okay. I think I might actually go to the street rod shop and get those 45s I was talking about, get those right away so that I can get those in as well. Although not sure if I'm going to do 45s or if I'm going to do 90s. Just get it C-notched on the one end and then a 90 come back and loop in. I'm not sure. We'll see. See how I feel about that. I'll get the tube in first and then I'll make the decision from there. Because I got to still figure out, you know, my custom shock heights and all that kind of stuff. As well as get the C-notch in and do a bunch of stuff to the rear end yet. But we'll get this bed on there and then I'll show you guys what it looks like with the bed on there. But I do know when I put the bed on, I got to put it back a little bit further, drop it down, and then I have to slide it maybe not a couple inches, maybe like half an inch or so over the trailer hitch because otherwise it'll get caught in that little box. So we'll throw the bed on and then I can show you what that looks like. Alright, so I popped the bed on real quick. Love how easy this goes. It only takes like 2 minutes. But this is how it all ended up. You know, nothing crazy. Fairly centered. I mean, it could have probably gone a smidge over, but that's fine. So that's how that turned out. Pretty nice. It sticks out a little bit, so that's how I was focused. That's what I was talking about. So you'll just slide that over a little bit, and then the plate doesn't contact it at all because those screws actually touch the roll pan, so it sits off there. I'm actually gonna try to see if I can put some blocks there, or maybe on here some poly blocks or something, just so those screws aren't slamming into my roll pan every time. No, one thing at a time. But that's that on that side. So that's what it looks like on the back. So yeah, that's what it looks like on the back. Almost kind of looks like what I know what I'm doing. A little bit anyways. Yeah, it turned out pretty good. Pretty good. Alright. That's more or less it. So we'll call it a wrap for this video. Oh. Yeah, it's turned out pretty well. I like it.